I flat don't stand with Cody. Those 6 words, spoken without hesitation, cut through years of carefully edited television and rehearsed family dynamics. Christine and Janelle, 2 of Cody Brown's former wives, sat down for a candid interview, and what they delivered was not a performance. It was a reckoning. Trust destroyed, friendships severed, boundaries drawn in permanent ink. After everything that unfolded on and off camera, the question every Sister Wives fan is asking is who is still standing and who has been left behind. The Brown family, as viewers once knew it, no longer exists. What began as a plural family unit of 1 husband and 4 wives has collapsed into something far simpler and far more complicated. Meri departed. Christine left. Janelle followed. And now, only Robyn remains. The plural marriage that was once the entire premise of the show has been reduced to a conventional 2-person union, leaving fans, former wives, and perhaps even Robyn herself to sit with the weight of that reality. Robyn and Cody, the last marriage standing. Robyn Brown has always been vocal about her belief in plural marriage. Throughout the run of Sister Wives, she repeatedly identified herself as, in her own words, a big plural marriage gal. She wanted to live that life. She advocated for it. And yet, she is now the only wife standing. The irony is not lost on anyone paying attention. Christine addressed the state of Cody and Robyn's marriage directly. Her assessment was measured but revealing. I think their marriage is great, she said. I think it's great. I think they're equally matched and equally yoked, and they deserve each other. She immediately clarified the comment, acknowledging it could land with a hint of shade, and perhaps it did, but she followed it with something that sounded far more genuine. I want them to be happy. They found each other, and I know what it feels like to find your person. Christine has since found that person in David, and she drew a direct parallel, understanding from personal experience what it looks like when 2 people are truly right for each other. The more pressing question, given Robyn's long-stated desire for Sister Wives, is whether Cody would ever pursue adding another wife to the family. Christine's read on the situation was straightforward: he won't. Robyn will always be numero uno. I think she's going to be it. Her reasoning was practical. Robyn talks about wanting sister wives, but Christine questioned whether Cody genuinely shares that desire. It's a lot of work for a guy. It's a lot of work for a husband, and I just don't know if he really wants to do that. He really does love Robyn, and it's great to watch them. The conclusion was clear. Why would either of them go looking for something else when, by their own account, they have already found what they were looking for? The Meri situation. Meri Brown's exit from the Brown family was years in the making. Both Christine and Janelle addressed where things stand with her today, and their answers, while different in tone, pointed in the same direction. Christine was measured. She confirmed there will be no future friendship with Meri, citing too much in the past without elaborating further. Her position was rooted in a clear personal principle: I'm just going to have people in my life that I trust and that I know have my back, and I can have theirs. She added that she wishes Meri well, and that sentiment appeared sincere. But the door is closed. Janelle echoed a similar distance, though framed through a lens of forward focus rather than past grievance. She stated she holds no ill will toward Meri and noted that if they crossed paths at an event, it would not be uncomfortable. But she is not seeking a friendship either. I'm really focused on what we're doing, what my kids are doing, she explained. Where both women aligned completely was in their reaction to Meri finally separating from Cody. There was no ambiguity. About freaking time, Christine said. Praise God. She described Meri as someone who was loyal to a fault and expressed genuine pride in her for finally making the move. There was real emotion behind the words, I'm so proud of her making that step. Janelle offered a deeper layer of context, noting that Meri had not wanted to be the one to end things. She was waiting. She really would have liked to have been released from Cody, like for him to say, all right, now we're done. She never really wanted to be the person to end it. So the way it happened is sad, but I'm glad that she's done. The Robyn question, trust is gone. If the Meri conversation carried a tone of sympathetic distance, the conversation about Robyn was something else entirely. Christine did not soften it. I am just going to have people in my life that I trust, and you do not trust Robyn. No, I don't trust Robyn. When pressed on whether a single incident broke that trust, Christine pointed to a pattern rather than a moment. She says one thing, but I don't see proof that she really wants it. So I'm just going to have people that I trust and that I know have my back. She stated clearly that she has no interest in revisiting the past to repair a present relationship, and she drew a firm boundary around what Robyn no longer has access to, they don't get to have that part of me anymore. Janelle took a different path to the same destination. Her relationship with Robyn never developed into genuine friendship. We just never gelled. We worked together as teammates for the sake of the family, she explained. She described it as a functional working relationship. Nothing more. She would be cordial and friendly if their paths crossed, but she has no interest in seeking Robyn out. The through line between both women is consistent. They are done performing closeness they do not feel. Cody, the estranged father. Christine's position on Cody as a co-parent stands in deliberate contrast to her position on him as a person. Personally, she was direct. I don't stand with Cody. I flat don't. But when it came to his role as a father, she separated the two without hesitation. I wish he had a great relationship with all of his kids. I fully support his relationship with his children. She noted that when Cody comes to town, she and Janelle actively work to clear schedules and ensure he can see the children. The children come first, regardless of personal feeling. The children's relationship with their father remains a little fractured. Both Christine and Janelle acknowledge that. Some of the kids are still hopeful that the relationship will improve. Neither woman wrote off the possibility. I think he will eventually figure out how to have a relationship with his children, Janelle said. I hope it will, over time. The gap between that hope and the current reality remains wide, but both women have chosen to hold space for it rather than close the door. The show goes on. Despite fractured relationships with Cody, Robyn, and in Christine's case, Meri, both women confirmed they are staying on Sister Wives. The reason is rooted in something they have always operated by. We don't really script. We don't act. What you see is what you get, Christine said, framing their continued participation as an extension of the same authenticity that defined their exit. Christine also noted she was genuinely surprised by the level of fan support. I didn't know, but I knew what I had to do. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to have to do it, and the chips will fall. The logistics of filming alongside people they no longer trust are handled with pragmatism. They will share physical space when the situation calls for it, specifically for the children. The upcoming season reportedly includes moments where all parties are in the same room together. We're going to be cordial because it's about our kids. We're going to be adults. We're going to be mature and apprehensive and nervous and not quite sure it's a good idea, but then you get into it and it's going to be fine. But there is a firm line. Sitting on a couch and doing joint interviews with Cody or Robyn is no longer something either woman is willing to do. Christine was explicit. They don't need to know what's in my heart and what's in my soul. They already did that, and I'm not interested in them being in my life. She clarified she would sit with Janelle on a couch anytime, but the days of open emotional access for Cody and Robyn are finished. Boundaries in this story are not acts of aggression. They are acts of self-preservation. Christine has David. Janelle has clarity. Both women have moved forward with intention, leaving behind not bitterness, but very deliberate distance. The plural family is gone. What remains are two women, their children, and the choices they made to protect both. The question now for the kids, for the show, and for Cody is whether repair is still possible or whether the fractures have simply gone too deep.